Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I wanted to touch base on synchronicities and how action is the highest form of growth. When you are starting to notice little things that are happening in your life where you might have a feeling from within, but it's starting to show up in the physical world as like little reminders, know that that is the universe guiding you and kind of affirming that what it is that you feel inside is the path and your desired course. So one example of this, actually I've been having a lot of synchronicities, and the biggest one is with this YouTube channel because there's no surprise that it's kind of been hard for me to be consistent, especially within this past like year. This past year, it's been really tough for me to stay consistent. I will say that my environment prior to moving to California didn't really allow for that space for me to create. Mentally, I was not there mentally. And now moving across country, I feel like I just talk about it all the time, but it is a huge part of my life and has an effect on where I am in this current moment because I'm still settling in a new area. I'm still learning new things, still trying to build my foundation to be able to build up from that. But the synchronicities that I've been receiving lately is a lot of silent confirmation that I really need to get back into YouTube and showing up for myself, showing up for my subscribers, because I truly feel that this is something that I'm passionate about, and the synchronicities that I've been experiencing lately tie into my YouTube channel. So I've actually been spoke to two good friends of mine, and today actually that's why I'm here filming this video. I had a really deep conversation with this person where it was just a casual conversation, but it's the fact that they noticed when I did bring up what I feel my purpose is, or part of my purpose is to inspire and to move people. They pointed out that I speak with so much passion, and that is kind of when I brought up the whole YouTube channel thing of, yeah, like I am very passionate about this, and I actually have a whole YouTube channel to show how passionate I am about inspiring and encouraging others. And it was just really, it was like a coincidence almost, because it's like I've been struggling with being consistent with my YouTube. So it's like little reminders that are showing up in the physical world, which is also the universe talking to you to get you to move. And the conversation went into a little bit like what I'm explaining in this video, and it kind of just it literally kickstarted my mind. And part of the reason why I haven't really been making content is because mentally I haven't been feeling that alignment. So it's hard for me to make videos if I'm not truly feeling that way within, because I just feel like a fraud. But I know I can't view it that way because I'm human. I deal with emotions. There's going to be periods where I'm just taking the space to figure myself out. But it is important to show up for others, especially if this is something that I say that I want to do. I think there's a difference of knowing when to take rest, like my previous video years ago of like where you're supposed to take rest days, but you do not give up. And I don't want to say I've given up, because I still make videos. They're just not as consistent as they used to be, which that is going to be changing. But it's also a reminder that the universe will give you what it is that you want, but you have to meet it halfway. So you have to show up, you have to move your feet, you have to put the action behind any type of goals, any type of passion, any type of ideas that you may have. The universe is there to support you, to kind of affirm that you are on the right path, but it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with those synchronicities. Are you going to act on it, or are you just going to acknowledge it, be aware of it, and do nothing about it? So that's kind of the little, what's a good word? That's been the space that I've been in recently, is being like hyper aware of what synchronicities the universe has been giving me, and not really doing what I need to do from there on my part, which is action. And you're not always going to feel 100%, and you're going to have some type of structure. If you don't have structure, then you're going to have to build it. But at the same time, I wanted to say that she made a really good point that helped respark my passion for my channel, my passion for the life that I am working to create, is that nobody is going to show up and do this for me. It's really me versus me, and something that I'm gonna have to pick myself up and not wallow in negativity, self-sabotage, negative thinking, and so many things. And I don't want to say like that's my permanent state of being, because it's not. I do know how to pull myself up, but it's also realizing that the current position that I'm in, like being in California, I love being in California, but do I love working for other people and trying to find a job and trying to find someone to see me worthy of a position for their company? Me personally, I feel like I have to do this myself. I don't like relying. I shouldn't say I don't like, but I know what it is that I want, and it's going after it, because you're just constantly living in a cycle that you know is not serving you. It's not where you want to be, and that constant reminder just lives in your head. It never goes away. You can only suppress it, and when you suppress it, it just gets louder and louder and louder and louder. You never forget about it. And me being 28, I just turned 28, by the way, November 11th, but besides the point, it gets louder. It gets louder, it gets louder, and for me it's very uncomfortable. I do not like being hyper aware of this and not doing anything about it. But you have to be strong enough to pull yourself out of a certain space that you're in mentally that's not the best. But I think that this conversation that I had with her was very important and very necessary. And I wanted to make it the focal point of this video to remind you that synchronicities show up when you are on the right path. It is no coincidence. It's designed to help you and to guide you to make navigating life and your path easier. But you have to put the action and the intention behind it and move your feet, because you don't want to constantly being in the same space. And this is another thing that she mentioned is that you don't want to be in the same place a year from now. How would that make you feel, knowing you want to grow, knowing that you want to do so many things, but you never take action to pursue it? And then you notice another year goes by, you get mad at yourself, you're unhappy, you're in the same position, you're stressed, you're broke, you're all of the things that is holding you back, because you can't get out of your own way. And I think a beautiful thing to realize is how often when we are watching somebody do what it is that they want to do, whatever it may be, do we really care? Like, do we really sit there and pick apart that person for what it is that they're doing? No, we either watch it because we relate to it and we like it, or it's not for us and we move on from it. But we don't, some people do. Some people that are truly miserable, that truly hate life and are just really upset with themselves, are going to project that hate onto you. But besides that, any healed person, you're not going to judge someone for whatever it is that they want to do. You're probably just going to ignore it or fuck with it, basically. And you kind of have to look at that within yourself. So whatever it is that you want to do, go do it, because honestly, nobody is paying attention to you like you think they are. And a great example of this is because I know I struggle with filming in public, but right now I'm currently working a car show, and there's so many people, I don't know if they're influencers or they're obviously content creators if they're filming themselves, but they're just talking so freely in front of thousands of people as if they're the only ones in the room. And me telling myself constantly like, oh, I'm too scared, I'm too shy, I can't do it. And just watching these people do it so easily, and then watching how people around them react. Nobody cares. People are literally just walking by them. They're not stopping, they're not being nosy, they're not judging, they're not pointing fingers, they're not laughing, they're not doing any of that. Literally just walking by them. And you have to remember that. You have to remember that nobody's watching you the way that you think they are. Some people are, but for the most part, people are just going to let you do what it is that you want to do, and you have to get out of your head. Because that's one thing I'm struggling with right now, is getting out of my own head. I've pulled myself out of this space before. I know I can do it again, and I'm working towards it. But again, it's the action and the intention that you put behind it is how you're ever going to be able to grow from it. Or else you're just always going to repeat the cycle and sit in this. And you don't want to sit in this. You do not. You want to be able to move forward and gain that trust and confidence within yourself that when things are low, you can bring yourself back up to a high point. Because if you can't, it's hard. It's really hard. But you can get there. I know you can. I know I can. I've been there before. And one last thing that she also pointed out is that there's 1,000+ people making inspirational videos, making mental health videos, but a lot of people are gonna already be doing what it is that you want to do. But you have to realize that you are going to add your own unique touch to it. So do not stress, do not feel like there's no space for you, because there absolutely is. There's so many people, there's so many beauty content creators, there's so many car content creators, there's so many mental health content creators, so on. But do you think that's stopping them? No, it's not. Because they're so confident within themselves that they're literally just following the path that they want from themselves. And through their own authenticity, it shows up in different ways. I'm sure there's more than one race or car content page that you follow. I'm sure there's more than one person's mental health videos that you watch. So think of it from a different perspective. Expand your mind and start looking at yourself through one single lens, in your life through one single lens, and just expand, grow, take up space, and just live your life, roll with the punches, figure it out, move forward, literally just move. But if you stay still, you're going to stay stagnant and you're not going to grow, and you're going to constantly be at this cap. But when you start pushing the boundaries of that cap and expanding yourself, that's where the true growth comes into play. That's when your life truly starts to change, and there is consistent proof of that. That's why anybody that you look at that you may deem successful, you may want to be in their shoes. That's all that they did. They started from somewhere. They didn't care about perfectionism. They didn't care about judgment. They didn't care about looking stupid and so on. They just did, and they just created, and they just moved. All you gotta do is just move and worry about, let the journey take care of itself. Let the universe guide you, and all of the perfectionism, all of the things that you are seeking to get out of what it is that you want is going to come. But the first step is the first step, and to just keep that pace moving forward. And this is a gentle reminder to myself. This is a gentle reminder to you that we are capable and we are deserving, and it can happen, and it will happen when action follows. That is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.